Hi again folks, welcome to another edition of my Veg Garden. Today I just need to put some more Jubilee clips on. I did say in my last episode that it was all complete, but gave it a few more tests and found that some of the ones, some of the end stoppers just under when there's lots of pressure just seem to fly out. You can actually work their way out and then all of a sudden shoot out. So I'm going to do that today and any other little jobs that I can think of. So folks, we've now completed putting the Jubilee clips at the end of the last 7 pieces of drip line. So you can see down here, just try and zoom in to it. You can see that's where same on this one as well. So we've got that on the ends. So that's it completed. Idea is at the end of the season I'm going to leave the black supply line. Let's zoom in. This bit here, the black supply line here, I'm going to leave that in situ, but all the brown pieces in here, which are the drip lines, along with the extra, I'm not going to call it supplementary irrigation system, as Ian Naughton commented on. The additional irrigation system will also come in as well, so we'll just leave the black supply line. So because what I want to try and do is, you can see the end of these drip lines want to curl. So my idea is I'm going to get into season, get them, when I take them off, I'm going to get the bath full of very hot water, stick them in and try and get them straight, so they can then be stored over winter, and then when next year go to fit them, they'll be fairly straight. So that's the drip line. The only part now is going to be in the greenhouse. You can see the plants are still growing in there. This here is the second part of the additional system. The idea is, apart from where the tomatoes are inside, the whole of this bench, when it's got my sweet peppers, my chili peppers, and things like that, as well as the cucumbers, will all be fed off the additional irrigation system there that's sort of got terminated at the moment. So that's it. Going to do a few other jobs, and I'll hopefully update you in a little while with that. As you can see folks, we've had a bit of a disaster. I put them high as a sort of tower, while trying to navigate the fleece onto that area, which I'll show you in a bit. The wind caught it, I stumbled back, stepped on the whole thing, collapsed. So part of the job now is to rebuild that. I probably won't put it as high because I've got another little trolley thing that they can sit, so I think I'll put them 4 high rather than 8 high this time. Oh dearie me. If I'd been recording before, then the bleak machine would have been full business. I've had to abandon being outside. Rain's tipping it down. Hopefully in a little while I'll be able to show you what's growing. As you can see out the window there, there's what's now left of my strawberry plants. A few had started to die anyway. I think it was because the position they were in, the back side of it wasn't getting that much sunlight. But what we've done is, I managed to get them, resurrect them. I popped them on there at the moment outside, just to give them a bit of height, hopefully get a bit more sun. And I'll try and turn them each day just to make sure they get plenty of sunlight. What I'm now going to do, let me just, wrong way, let's come back in. What we've got here, as you can see, as I say, it's a bit dull with the weather, is these 2 are my cherry tomatoes, these 4 here are my medium, and these 6 here are my beefsteak, or Mandy type, that are actually going outside. Apparently they prefer to be grown outside. So what we're just going to do is, I've got some more pots, I'm going to pot them up now, see if that will give them a little bit of spurt. As I've been told, is that you've got all this down here, so you can, these are the seed leaves and these are the first true leaves here. So I'll pot them up to about there to give as much growth as possible. Not going to put them in that anymore, I'm going to put them in a tray, probably this green one here, get the pots inside there, water from the bottom. Hopefully that will give them a spurt on over the next week or so before I plant in the greenhouse. We're in the process of getting the grow bags inside the greenhouse sorted. What I generally do is cut a hole, shove a bottomless pot into it, so I can add more compost into it to give it better height in the compost. So hi again. What we're now doing is we're getting the grow bags inside the greenhouse sorted in preparation for the tomatoes and the greenhouse cucumbers. So what we do is we have, I've cut these myself, these are just normal pots, cut the bottom off them. What we do is we put them on top of the grow bag, cut inside there, cut with the knife, cut a hole out. Then what we do is we ruffle up the compost nicely because it's generally very compacted. We then gradually turn the pot to try and get it in to the pot. You'll see that in a second. And then what we'll do is we'll put some probably some Vitax and some slow release fertilizer into it so it gets into the actual part of the grow bags, and then we'll add more compost into it up to near enough the top. And what we'll do is we'll then put some more fertilizer in it in preparation, and hopefully in a week's time putting in the plants. As I say, we've already done the tomato ones that are down here, so you can see got there. What we've just got to do is put some fertiliser in the bottom, as I say, ruffle it up, put more. I'm going to put the sieved composter you've seen from earlier, put that in, mix some fertiliser into that as well in preparation, so when the plants go in they get a good start. As you can see folks, we've now completed doing the pots into the grow bags, and I've also erected the frame for the tomatoes in preparation. So while I'm here, let's just give you a little view, an update on what's happening. As you can see here are the tomatoes potted on, just letting them see how they get on. Hopefully plant them in the next week or so into their final position. Down here on the right is the cucumbers. They're progressing well. On here on the left is my courgettes. I only need 2 of each of the cucumber and the courgettes, but they seem to be doing well. I'll just move this cane out the road so you can see. Down here are my French beans, quite a number of them, but I do need a fair amount, as you will see earlier in the video about the planting of the peas last week. So we need quite a number of them. Let's have a look elsewhere. That's celery. It seems to be now progressing. As you can see, the green, they're all sprouting now. Seem to really take a while. This was the first lot of sweet corn. Really quite bad success rate. There's 15 pots there. I put 2 in each, so that's 30, and out of that I got 2, 4, 6. So quite a dismal performance there. This one, that could be down to me, I'd like to point out, not necessarily bad seeds. This one here is the second lot. I've got, this moment in time I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll give them another week or so and see how well we get on. Down here at the front, this is the shallots. Seem to be really struggling, but we'll see how they get on and we'll plant them. Back is the spring onions, hopefully get them planted out in the next week or so. At the back there, let me just pull that down so you, sorry, bear with me a second. As you can see, 2 sweet pepper plants growing there, and they are my chili peppers in that one, and down at the bottom my squash at the back, my lamb's lettuce there, my ruby chard there. On that bit is the second lot of spring onions. The middle one is my basil, and that is my lettuce leaves. What I'll do is I'll show you outside. I've taken some pots out from here so while I'm working, so you'll see them as I go on my travels. So as you can see there, that's my radish. It seems to be progressing quite well. The leeks as well, they're doing well, and that's my greenhouse grown carrots, so they're progressing well. Down here I've got 2 spare strawberries, leaving them in there, see how well they grow. That was my spare peas. Just thought, I'll plant them in there, put a net with them, and then just plant them over there. Down here, this is where take that twig out the road, where I had to recover my disaster with my strawberry plant. So I've just sat them on there at the moment until the tomatoes are ready to go outside, the 6 Normandy type. So I'll just leave them there at the moment, kern them, let the sun get them, see if we can get a decent crop. So let's continue down here. You can see that's my sieved compost, and there's the pile of rubbish. In this one, let me just lift it up, bear with me a second. So let me just, as you can see, this is the onions, the brown onions, and they seem to be progressing quite well. Red onions in this bed, you can see they are doing well as well. Let's come over here. This one here is my carrot bed. Nothing happening at the moment by the looks of it. And this one here, this is the bed for the swede and turnips, and we're getting some movement now. Let me just lift this up to here. So as you can see, we've got, let's zoom in. Yeah, that's, where are they? You know when you can see them, and then you zoom in. There you go. So let's zoom back out. So they're progressing well in there. Remember, that's a leek bed in there, so nothing yet ready there. You might be wondering what the fleece is for. That's to try and stop the cat, because I've just planted my, and you can see in there on the other side, the far side, I've planted my beetroot, but the cat has taken a liking to that. So I've predicted that till they grow a bit, and then I'll take it off again. Rhubarb progressing well. You can see I filled up the compost last week, and now they're all now starting to want to rear their little heads. Now, let's lift up this bed. Bear with me a second. There we go. And this is my parsnips, so you can see they've all now started to. So to Ian Nocton, this is what a parsnips looks like. So sometimes you just got to be patient. I didn't plant them as early as Ian did, so maybe that's helped with the slightly warmer weather. Garlic in here, as you can see, might need to take that bed off, that protection frame off soon, so they can actually start growing further. The blueberry plant, the first one I bought, well, it seems to be okay. The second one, it's slow, but hey, we'll see how it goes. The only other two bits this is a teaberry, and as you can see, we're starting to get things looking like flowers developing. So hopefully we'll get a decent crop from that. And finally, down here is the raspberry, the autumn fruiting raspberry. And that seems to be progressing nicely. Hopefully we'll get a decent bumper crop from that. Right, folks. Thanks for watching as ever. Hope you've enjoyed it. Not much else to do this weekend. Hope you've all had a really good weekend, had fun on your allotment. Today seems to be a bit better than yesterday. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye just now.